Great. So here we are, the tail of the tape. Nat Vs 16 years of age, 171 centimeters tall, 116.8 pounds, 40 fights to his name. Petch Sangthong, 15 years of age, 169 centimeters tall, with an official weight of 116.6 pounds, with 30 bouts under his belt. So pretty evenly matched in terms of experience, but this is really about who is the smarter of the two, because Petch Sangthong is a very aggressive Muay block fighter. He'll be very confrontational and be able to trying to put the pressure on Nat Vs.
He is not underprepared for this fight. He is ready for the fight more than ever so, according to what we have in front of us.
So here we are, round one underway. Now, typically in these 5-round Muay Thai fights, for those who are just joining us on the SKS Empire YouTube channel stream, these first and second rounds tend to be a little bit typically slower than maybe some of the Muay Thai you might be used to in the entertainment style, where they're 3 rounds. Fighters will tend to take their time and sort of feel out what their opponent has got. So they might test out the clinch a little bit, they might throw out some fakes, some jabs. They won't use their full power because they don't want to give everything away to their opponent. They're just downloading the information.
Yeah, they tend to also save their energy a little bit, maybe not engage in the clinch quite as much as you would see in the later rounds. I mean, it's a 5-round war here at SKS on every fight, every Saturday afternoon, so they know what's in store for them. They're just biding their time, seeing how their opponent reacts, seeing if they move out the way, if they block, if they counter. It is really just a feeling out rounds, like Joe said.
Now, Nat in the red, Nat Vs, he's a southpaw, so he'll be looking to get on the outside of that lead leg and just punish the front leg of Petch Sangthong. And southpaws are quite hard to come by in the world of training-wise. You tend to train with more orthodox fighters than southpaws, so I'm expecting Nat to really just hammer that front leg. Oh, sorry, I mean, Nat is the orthodox fighter and Petch Sangthong is the southpaw, so he'll be looking to go for that front leg on the inside and just hammer it, as our referee tells them to engage there. Just as we were talking about, tends to be a bit of a slower round in round one. Nice little leg teep there from Nat Vs, sitting on the back foot, not giving too much away there to Petch Sangthong.
Yeah, both fighters just feeling their range here, using that front teep on their leg. It is so frustrating as a fighter when you're trying to edge forward and close that distance, and somebody just keeps teeping that front leg, even when you're sparring, never mind fighting. It is so frustrating. So it's going to be interesting to see how Petch Sangthong deals with this, and whether he keeps pressuring forward or changes his style a little bit.
I mean, it's a pretty typical of a Muay Thai to sit on the back foot and draw them in and just use the teep effectively and offensively, not just defensively, because typically in Muay Thai, the push kick is to keep your opponent at bay, but you can see Nat Vs using it a little bit offensively here, trying to take out the gas tank right in the belly button of Petch Sangthong, and it gets annoying. It's like a little mosquito in your ear when you're asleep, and it just, you know, gnawing at you. Those teeps to the midsection do tend to cause you a bit of havoc. So we'll be back in just a second. Make sure to stay tuned for round number 2. Games. So here we are, Nat Vs in the red, the Femur Phenom, against the ever-aggressive Petch Sangthong in the blue, the ferocious southpaw, pressing forward ever so slightly and putting Nat on the back foot. But I think that's where Nat wants to be. As a technician, you tend to draw your opponents into your attacks where you'd like them and keep them at bay. Nice ring control. So bout number 2 just coming up. Kiatpetch taking on Pep Porjai at 102 pounds. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Nice, beautiful rear teep there by Nat Vs. Exploding overhand left as well.
Yeah, we've seen Petch Sangthong also firing that left kick there, favourite of a southpaw, and again he did just move out of range there, Nat, so he didn't quite connect, but that is something that you want to see from a southpaw, firing that left kick over and over to wear down the body of your opponent. But I mean, Nat is doing a brilliant job of sitting on the back foot, luring him in, and then countering with his own right kick.
Nice hand control there by Nat T. Just mitigating the front jab of Petch Sangthong, keeping him a distance, using some fakes there, trying to set up the offensive tee. Beautiful right kick there from Petch Sangthong. The front kick, just flicking it up, not even switching it, offloading the big barrage of hands there to the body. I think he's been watching a bit of a Dianata. Oh, big rear hand to the body, again going downstairs, upstairs, going all levels. We'll call him the Renovator.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a little bit of a dance there. Petch Sangthong is really stepping up the pace of this fight here in round 2. He's not afraid to go for it a little bit more. I think that Nat is almost a little bit shocked with the pressure so early and the bit more of a flurry of hands from Petch Sangthong in this second round. We tend to still see a pretty slow start from fighters in round 2, but Petch Sangthong is honestly, he seems to have faith in his conditioning that he can keep this up 4-5 rounds.
Well, that's one of those things that plays on your mind as a fighter when you're coming off a recent loss and then coming in as a late addition to the card. You want to make a big statement, especially on a Kiatpetch promotion, the prestigious Kiatpetch promotions. You want to make a statement in front of dear Kiatpetch so you can get on these big promotions like SKS, Empire, and all the rest of them, so you can become the next big thing in Muay Thai. Big kick there from Nat T, and evading the attack of Petch Sangthong there.
Yeah, Petch Sangthong just falling as he tried to counter back there, and a beautiful left teep from Nat. He is really favouring that left teep just to keep the hands of Petch Sangthong at bay.
And that is the end of round 2. Make sure to stay for more action, and also check out sksboxing.com for all your training needs. We'll be back in just a moment. In that second round, a very slow first round, but Petch Sangthong coming out of the gates with a bit more aggression, which is what we like to see, and a big chopping elbow over the top there from Nat T to set the pace here in the third.
That could have been fatal, that left elbow. I actually did for a moment think that Petch Sangthong was going to fall from that, because that was a real dagger. And again, he just threw it again, but Petch Sangthong is not letting it phase him. His hands are still quite low, considering that Nat is favouring those daggers of elbows.
He's definitely confident in the aggression and the power of his hands, but will it be enough to take out the technician? We'll see in a little bit. But Nat T doing a good job here of nullifying the action from Petch Sangthong, just drawing him into where he wants him. But I think if Petch Sangthong can keep up this tempo and keep working the body at good range here, he might be able to stop Nat T.
These fighters are only 15 and 16 years old, and oh my, this is such a beautiful jumping attempted knee there from Nat, who is firing that right kick, and he takes Petch Sangthong off his feet as he steps forward. That is the problem with being the fighter on the front foot, is that the fighter on the back foot can pick you apart and just take that front leg as they please.
Nat T swinging and answering to everything that Petch Sangthong has here at the moment. Good display of defense there as well, blocking every single attack that Petch Sangthong is peppering him with. Not having much to answer with from Petch Sangthong. Oh, swing and a miss there from Nat T as Petch Sangthong applies the forward pressure, pushing Nat T against the ropes. But I think that's where the man in red wants to be.
I think you're right, Joe. He's really looking comfortable on that back foot, just firing that right kick. Even in the clinch there, still looking quite comfortable, trying to get the palm of his hand across Petch Sangthong's face, but not quite being able to do so.
Oh, big slip and evade there by Petch Sangthong, showcasing good head movement there. Not that we don't see a lot of that in Muay Thai. They tend to stand at 50-50 and not use a lot of head movement, but good evasiveness there by Petch Sangthong, the aggressor, as he moves forward for the dying seconds of this second round, really pushing the pace, taking the fight to Nat in the red. Oh, a good catch and an answer there by Nat on the back foot, just waiting and baiting the man in blue, the forward aggressor, not having much to answer for.
This is a brilliant matchup and a real clash of styles. What a round! And we'll be back for more action in just a moment.
Movement and great counters from Nat. So coming into the fourth round of action. Big right kick to set things off. Good answer there from Petch Sangthong.
Yeah, Nat looking very comfortable, firing that right kick and then coming straight back to get on that defensive foot again. He's doing a brilliant job of keeping Petch Sangthong at bay. Oh, I thought he was going to sweep him to the canvas there, but he managed, Nat managed to stay on his feet and keep his balance in this fourth round. And
not too many low kicks have been thrown throughout this fight. You see, the big strategy for Nat is to slap the kicks up onto the arms and taking the punching power out of Petch Sangthong. I think he knows that Petch Sangthong is a heavy puncher and a wide puncher. So if he can build up the lactic acid in those arms, the guard will drop and he can send one over the top. Very smart strategy there by Nat in the red. Oh, nice solid left hand straight through the guard of Nat as Petch Sangthong moves forward with more aggression like the Terminator.
Petch Sangthong is doing a brilliant job of reading the attacks when Nat does decide to attack on that front foot, leaning back and countering, which is absolutely textbook Muay Thai. Oh, he just tried to answer back with a big left hand but didn't quite connect, as Nat is keen to throw that right kick and deal with the pressure that Petch Sangthong is putting him under. He is doing an absolutely phenomenal job of just dealing with the hands of our athlete in the blue corner.
Well, Petch Sangthong's looking a little bit desperate here. He's got to be careful and recompose himself, because he is getting a little bit desperate with throwing the big wild hands from the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, he is liking those big hooks, Joe, that's for sure. But Nat is doing a brilliant job of evading those and keeping that guard pretty tight when he does come in. Beautiful right elbow there from Nat. Just sending Petch Sangthong back a little bit, making him not rush in quite so much.
That's why they call him the technical phenom. Oh, a beautiful lean back there from Nat going into the next dimension. Sitting on that back foot, just trying to draw Petch Sangthong in, but explodes in and out. Very, very cerebral. And you can see the hands of Petch Sangthong dropping already. The lactic acid is starting to build up in the shoulders of our man in the blue.
Beautiful takedown there from Nat as Petch Sangthong just fell to the canvas there. Like you say, Joe, his hands are down, and that is a dangerous position you want to be in against Nat, given those dagger elbows that we saw in the first and second rounds. I would not be dropping my hands at this point.
That is the end of round 4. What an explosive round. We'll be back in just a moment. Make sure you stay tuned for the 5th and final round.
Takes on our southpaw aggressor.
So here we are for the 5th and final round. For those who are watching at home, make sure you join us every single Saturday afternoon right here at Omnoi Stadium. Check us out on sksboxing.com, the SKS Empire YouTube, Facebook and Instagram for all your Muay Thai needs. Petch Sangthong in the blue, trying to take the fight to Nat. Nat just sitting back very comfortably, almost like a bit of a lazy man style, but explodes into the attacks.
I think he might know that he has done a phenomenal job in the first 4 rounds leading up to this point. He is looking very confident, very relaxed, whereas Petch Sangthong's face is looking a little bit more tired, a little bit more exasperated, like he knows he needs to do a little bit more to edge this fight. But Nat is just chipping away. Beautiful kick there. Oh, but he does go down to the canvas via the throw of Petch Sangthong.
A very big, beautiful throw there, catching the leg in both arms and just dumping Nat to make him look very silly indeed. But Nati still looking unfazed, but trying to check where he can throw off the next attack. But Petch Sangthong just waving it off there, not even phased by the kicks of Nati. Is there something that the judges, or is there something that the boxers are seeing that we're not seeing? Because Petch Sangthong sitting on the back foot now, thinking he might have it, because he's starting to protect his points a little bit more and counter. Could this be a little bit more even a piece than the commentators could see?
I mean, speak for yourself, Joe. I think Petch Sangthong had a really, really big round 3. I think he dominated Nati in that round, so perhaps he does feel that dump at the beginning of this round did just edge it for him. I mean, Nati is not looking like a fighter who believes they have 100% won this bout. He is still edging forward and pressuring forward. He is not celebrating like you would expect to see someone who thinks they've won a 5-round fight.
100%. Here we see both fighters exchanging a bit of Saturday Night Fever, bit of dance move action. Beautiful turn over the hip, full rotation in the kick there for Nati in the dying seconds of this 5th and final round. Good sign of sportsmanship there as both acknowledge what a fight this has been, in front of the promoters, in front of the fans, in front of you at home who get to witness the most high-level fights in the country, in my opinion. Very evenly matched apiece. The team from SKS Empire and Kiatpetch doing a phenomenal job for the world of Muay Thai. And that is the end of the 5th and final round. So we'll go to the man in the middle, our referee, in just a moment, as he collects the scorecards from the referee to see who will be our victor today. Let's see in just a moment, collecting the last scorecards right here. And it goes to Petch Sangthong.
Wow. Well, it was a brilliant matchup, like you say, Joe, in here on a Saturday afternoon at Omnoi Stadium. It is the highest level 5-round Muay Thai, and Petch Sangthong fought with tremendous heart today, and he did not give up.